Welcome back. For those of you watching for the first time, I am Nothing Nerdy, and here we have Inspector Who Reacts. And today we're going to be talking about the Multiverse of Madness. And MXC and Lucifer. Hi, guys. Thank you guys for coming.
Hey, everybody. So, yeah, we are talking about the newest Doctor Strange movie.
Mm-hmm.
And
do you really want to know what I think of it? Like, do you really want to know?
What do you think of it, Nerdy?
So, first I will say that I was warned by people who know me. You know me. I'm a Hallmark movie loving gal, and I mean, I've watched everything Marvel. I watched the movies. I watched the shows. So I know that some of them have more violence than others. So I was warned that there was a lot of violence, and I was going into this expecting that. I was well aware it was going to happen. But you explained it the wrong way. It's not just that there was a lot of violence and like a lot of deaths. This was not a Marvel movie by any means. The plot was Marvel, but this was a horror film. This was 100% a horror film. And I don't do horror films. I mean, but like, you know what? I didn't take the time to research the people who worked on the movie. But I can't help but think that they must have either worked on horror films in the past, or that was the tone they wanted to set.
It's Sam Raimi, who did the Spider-Man trilogy, who did Tobey Maguire's movies.
Okay.
So he's basically known to do a lot of horror movies before that. So we did. It was kind of forewarned or foretold before the movie came out, or even heck before the movie was announced, that it's going to be a scarier movie.
I wasn't expecting scary. I was expecting like violence and a lot of deaths. You know, like it was almost like, but it was almost comical at one point. I was like, "Are you kidding me? Like, this can't be real."
Yeah.
Like,
it does have a very
It was so apparent, the horror film aspect of it. It was so apparent that it was almost comical. Like, I was like, are they really going in this direction? And MX, I know you said, like, I'm curious to see how you're going to feel about the direction that they're going in. I hope this is not the tone they're going forward. Because, like, here's my thing. Obviously, Marvel is for... You can't cater to kids. Like, you can't just cater to kids. Like, Marvel, you have adult. I imagine the adult population are the ones who really are invested and financially support.
And to be fair, kids that liked it early on have grown up now,
right?
So they're growing with.
So I get that they have to more so cater to that population, but you also know that there are kids that are going to watch this, or who want to, or like adults who want to watch this with their families. Like, and I'm not saying let's be family friendly, but they could have told the same story, still with the violence, but like, you didn't have to have, Scarlet Witch walking around like this, the blood coming down her face. It was stupid. It was stupid.
So those are your thoughts?
It would be like... What's a good comparison? It would be like if they wanted to go in the direction of a Hallmark movie. I would have thought that was just as stupid. Like if they wanted to do like a whole romantic comedy kind of thing where, everything works out in the end, and, Doctor Strange decides to open up like a pumpkin farm, and, like it would have been just as stupid. But this was just... But...
Yeah. Sam Raimi's also known for wackiness as well.
Yeah. I mean, it was
he's like the Taika Waititi of horror, kind of.
But Taika Waititi is very... I consider him to be very talented, and I do enjoy the things he does. Wait, I gotta read your comments here. I totally said you were going to hate it, but I can't say skip it on every movie. I mean, I would have watched it anyway, because I wanted to know what happened. The undead Doctor Strange, the whole zombie thing. It was like they were just trying to get everything that has ever been in a horror movie, they were trying to get into this movie. Like, they had an agenda. Like, I could just see the checklist. The demon thing. Uh, oh, the pain dimension was the one that killed it for me. Oh, I thought that was. I mean, okay, so Captain Carter was pretty cool. I enjoyed the plot. I thought the plot was excellent. Like, I love the story and like that whole scene of them going into the different universes. Like,
yeah,
like
that.
And sorry,
we didn't get enough of that. We should have gotten more multiverse. But yeah, we really didn't get a lot if you think about it. But
they're focusing. They seem to be focusing a lot on the whole multiverse thing lately. I feel like so maybe they're going to do more in that direction.
This is actually, from what I've learned and what was recently announced with all the new Marvel projects, this is going to be the multiverse saga. Like last time was the Infinity Saga with all the stones and Thanos and all this stuff. This is the multiverse era now we're entering, and we're dealing with multiversal problems.
Yeah.
So, so this is kind of like a tease into that. And with America Chavez, the barriers are open or like that were closed before.
I enjoy. I love that concept of like the multiverse, and I thought it was so interesting that the idea of like when you're dreaming, you're actually going into your other like universes, but like that's an actual theory, which is why I thought this was so interesting. There are people who think, who actually think that. I
actually even kind of had the same thought years ago. Like every time I dream, I'll just like, what am I doing? Why am I here? Like, it's like, what are you doing in this other universe? You, me, you. What are we doing here?
Yeah.
What's going on? Why are we fighting?
I mean, I'm totally open to the idea. So it was really cool to see that kind of be incorporated into this.
There's some cool ideas in this movie.
Yeah, it was like the plot was. I thought the plot was so good. Like it was really such a good story. They could have just done it differently. There are also people that think the moon landings were fake, so a grain of salt. I'm aware of that theory and the reasonings behind it.
So,
I was looking for this.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I understand. It is not the. I definitely agree. It is not as good. I thought it was. In a way, what's funny is I heard, like the horror aspects. I was forewarned or not. I heard that people said it was like it kind of pushed like the rating or something. And I'm just like, I actually kind of went in. Honestly, I went in kind of expecting worse, and I didn't really get. I was like, oh, okay. That was kind of my reaction to seeing it.
What was the rating?
PG-13. People said it was like pushed PG-13. Like, it could have been R if they wanted. In fact, I think I even heard like, it had to be cut. Like some R stuff had to be cut.
Oh, really? God, I can only I say PG-13 was a good rating for this, but if they had to cut stuff to not be in an R rating, I don't even want to know. Like
But so yeah, this and yeah, I'm not a horror movie fan. Like I don't go out and watch horror movies or slasher movies or all that kind of stuff. It's not my thing. And yeah, like scary movies, jump scares, all that sort of stuff, anything like that. I do like intense movies or movies that keep you on edge or something like that. Those are fun. But yeah, that's like the scary or horror, violent movies. Like that's not my thing per se.
Mm-hmm.
And I won't lie though, I actually really love this movie for some.
Oh yeah.
It's really like it's just wacky fun, but it's also like, I gotta say, the thing that I think really, really love about this movie is just the simplest thing. I love Scarlet Witch. I love how she's just unhinged in this movie. Like, it's just...
Do you have a type, do you?
Yeah. I'm not gonna... Well, I think... To out myself, I think something awoke in me for this movie.
My goodness. Spectre's got a thing for the crazy women.
No, it's not. It's about power. She's
power,
powerful
okay.
in this movie.
All right. He likes a dominant woman.
Okay, remember what I said in WandaVision that's like, man, she would make an excellent Sith. This is what I was kind of like thinking about. Like,
you got it.
This is Sith Wanda. Just give her a lightsaber and she's like, put her in Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she I mean, I do think it would be really cool to see her in Star Wars. But yeah, she so my understanding is, so like I remember at the end of, was it the end of the show? WandaVision, where we see her reading the book, or was that the end of another movie?
Reading the Darkhold, yeah, reading all that, and kind of like, I guess, exploring the multiverse.
So my understanding is that, so she read through it, or was reading through it, studying it, or whatever, and and there are consequences when you read the book, and it like took
you.
It like took her over. But as we saw when, who was it, Captain Picard, I mean, from Star Trek, was like going into her mind. I don't remember his name.
Xavier, yeah.
And he saw that Wanda's true self was in there. So
no, I think I think the Wanda he saw in there is the Wanda from that world. That was the one that was like the Wanda that she possessed.
See, but it looked like he went into her mind.
Well, yeah, it was the possessed Wanda he went into, not our Wanda.
Oh, see, I thought it was like Wanda's true self.
Yeah.
Inside, wanting to come out, but it was kind of overpowered by the darkness of this book.
That's actually that. I never thought of it like that. I could see what you mean, but I think it is meant to be. Yeah, because Xavier does say it's like your body has been possessed or something like that. So it's like he's trying to like free her so that maybe she can get rid of our Wanda and take her body back. Sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, and because of that scene, and because I interpreted it that way, I expected Wanda to kind of be redeemed at the end of this, and she was not.
Yeah.
Not only was she not, like, is she like?
Yeah, that's a question. That is the question.
Because it looked like she's dead, but.
From what I hear, we're not done with Scarlet Witch, but I don't know about our Wanda. That's the thing. I don't know if our Wanda, like, again, the multiverse, so there's other Wandas out there.
Right.
But, so we will see her again. It's just unsure if it's ours. But, yeah, and... but, yeah, I really... Again, I just was, like... Because I kept, like, thinking maybe they're building her up to be, like, the villain from WandaVision or something. I thought she was going to be the actual villain. And she doesn't exactly, like, end on a great note in that movie, or that show. And then here, I was worried that they were going to, like, maybe, okay, like, from the trailers, it looked like Wanda and Strange were going to be buddy-buddy or something, or going to work together. Here, Wanda's the actual antagonist, and she's the one that's chasing them. And, I mean, I love her, but I'm also glad that we're getting to see this antagonist. Like, in a way, this movie is like Anakin becoming Darth Vader. This is her kind of becoming the Scarlet Witch sort of a thing. It's like, and because she wants her kids. She wants to protect her kids. She's going to the dark side for her family. She's got like good intentions, but I understand that. I mean, I wouldn't say I don't like what she's doing, but I don't blame her why she's doing this, especially at the very beginning of the movie when, you know, we see that dream where she and her kids are just having a nice time, and then she wakes up and she's back in, you know, like childless and all that sort of. It's like really sad.
Yeah. Since that Wanda is gone, is Agatha released?
We are getting an Agatha show, so maybe so. But yeah, and also, yeah, so we talked about, you know, it's kind of funny, we were like last week, just us talking, we talked about D&D and like all the, because like magic users and stuff. This felt like a D&D movie. This like, we got like two big wizards or sorcerers just battling it out with magic spells and weird stuff, and I loved it.
Yeah, it was, but she really, like, we came to see just how powerful she was even before this, but this just kind of like sealed the deal. Like, she really is, like, she is that, like, that crazy psychopathic serial killer in every horror movie, that they are just unstoppable. It doesn't matter what you do, what trap you set, who you put them up against. Like, there's no stopping them.
Like, it's like that scene where she's just shambling after them in the hallway and just breaking down doors, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, she's terrifying. I love it. But yeah, and then we get, so yeah, that's Wanda's story, most of it, but yeah, and I kind of like how they resolve it by making her face what she's done, sort of thing. Like, her kids aren't happy with her; they're terrified.
Seeing this this person that looks like their mother and is doing horrific things, and they look at her like a monster, and they're not looking at her with loving eyes like she expects.
Yeah, and she's too corrupted or whatever to even, like, it takes that for her to realize.
Yeah.
Oh man, I really have like this. It's like it's not even worth it anymore. She's completely lost what she's even tried this far to get.
Yeah.
It's like Anakin again. It's like, he did all this and he becomes Vader and doesn't even get anything from all of it.
Yeah. It was the oil. Yeah, no, I did realize that it was the oil. But it was made to look like blood. We were supposed to know it was oil, but they wanted to go for that splattered blood effect, like in a horror movie.
Yeah.
Again, they were just trying so hard to make it into a horror film.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was predictable too. I mean, I guess maybe horror films are predictable. I don't know, but they tried. I felt like they tried to shock us with things, but it was very predictable.
There's one, like I said, the tunnel or something that she was chasing. There's that one jump scare that took like 30 seconds to actually happen. I was like, okay, come on. Where's the jump scare?
We know it's coming. Like, they were trying to jump scare us, but we knew it was coming. Yeah.
Well, I feel like they waited too long to do it anyway. Like, if you had done it like 10 seconds or 5 seconds after, you would have gotten a jump. But it waited so long, it was like, okay, we know it's coming. I feel like there was a much scarier thing you could have done instead of a jump scare.
Yeah.
But it was yeah.
But even like, who's the other guy at the, I don't know, temple with Doctor Strange? The other guy.
Wong?
Yes. Like, he was thrown off the cliff, and I don't know if we were like supposed to assume that he died. I was like, there's no way they're gonna kill him off. I'm like, there's no way. Like, they're not gonna do it. And sure enough, later on, you see him climbing up, and I'm like, yeah, but like, I wasn't surprised. And same thing with Doctor Strange.
I had half a moment of I was like, there's no way they're killing Wong like that, are they?
Yeah, it's just like you didn't get me. And then the same thing with
he's the Sorcerer Supreme. Yeah, he's got plenty of.
The same thing with the ending. Like, was the third eye supposed to be a surprise? Like, no. Like, I saw that coming. Like, you said earlier on in the movie that there are consequences when you read the book. And I'm like, oh, I'll bet you anything. He's going to have something at the very end of the movie. I don't know what it's going to be, but... And then sure, I didn't know it was going to be...
I didn't see that coming.
I didn't know it was going to be the third eye, but I knew there was going to be some kind of negative effect on him.
Yeah.
Like, so I just felt like they tried too hard. They tried a little too hard with the horror, with the predictability. Like, I think maybe because they were focused on the horror aspect, it became too predictable.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But good plot.
I think it's just one of those, like, again, it's trying to be cheesy horror or something like that, and
yeah.
It's kind of reminiscent of a lot of classic, like, 90s or 80s kind of style sort of thing. But I do. It's one of those things where it's like, this movie, I feel like, is. It's like one of those things where I feel like it was held back by something, but at the same time, it is just enough for me. Because I feel like this movie, for a lot of people, it was a disappointment, and I kind of understand why, because it was. There was so much they could have done, especially with it called being Multiverse of Madness and such. But for me, it's just enough, and it makes me excited for future stuff, because again, we're not done. In fact, I don't know if you've heard anything, but we've finally got the announcement of our. It's one of the things where this phase feels like we don't know where we're going, sort of thing. We don't have like a direction, or something, or where this is all leading. But now we have the announcement of 2 Avengers movies, so our next Avengers team up movie per se.
Okay.
We got those on the horizon, and from the titles, although still uncertain what it means, on one, we have the Kang Dynasty, and we have Secret Wars. So multiversal situation is going to team up. We may even see some of our old Avengers who passed on return.
I want a movie with Falcon as the new Captain America. That's what I want.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. He's gotta have his team. He's gotta lead his team. We're gonna have maybe we get the Young Avengers, which like America Chavez and Kate Bishop and Yelena or all the other like we got a bunch of new teams on the horizon. Yeah. And we have Miss Marvel, which we need to talk about next time at some point.
At some point, I'll watch it. Yeah.
The new show for her, which. Yeah, I'm excited to talk about that one. So yeah, we got stuff to look forward to, and even a little bit of the tease from the end of this movie with Strange meeting Clea. That's the name of that person that shows him and picks him up and takes him to the Dormammu dimension. Or
Wait a minute, were there end credits?
You didn't see the after credits?
How did I forget? It's been so long since I've watched something Marvel that I forgot that there's always an ending.
You were just checking the ending for Kenobi too, like recently.
Listen, Star Wars has #1 in my heart. And then there's Harry Potter, and then there's Marvel. So there was like a tier system.
But yeah. But this is so we talked about this. But this is Doctor Strange's movie. It's like he doesn't. I would say he almost does feel a little sidelined. He's just kind of like being carried by the other characters.
Yeah, it doesn't really.
He has a good story in here. He does have like an interesting character development of plot, but it doesn't. It does feel like the story's. He's there to help, but he's not really like. Yeah. I feel like he was much more important in the Spider-Man movie he was in than this one.
Right, like he's not as I don't want to say not that he's not doing anything, but it's like more so like his mind, like he's using his mind more, like trying to figure out what is she going to do next, who do I have to talk to, like it's as opposed to him using like all his fancy abilities, which he does use, but it's not the same.
Yeah, and yeah, I do, but I do like the new character. I like America Chavez. She's really nice and cool, and I like how again she's got this. It's an interesting where she's a one of a kind, so she doesn't dream about other versions of her, which is honestly got to be terrifying.
Yeah,
and she's people are trying to get her power, and but I do like how she and Strange have this, maybe not like father-daughter, but like uncle and niece, or kind of like Strange is becoming like the uncle that all the kids are going
right.
to. Like Spider-Man's going to.
They go to him with all their problems.
Hey, man, like you got some magic tricks to help me out here? It's like, yes, I do have magic tricks, but I can't help all these kids. Yeah, and she's cool. I'm excited to see what she does, especially if she meets other characters we've had. Like, especially like she could meet Spider-Man and Kate and all these others and all that. Like I think we're building to the Young Avengers. This is basically like the teen to 20-year-old Avengers.
Right. Is she from the comics? Like, does she have a different name, like a superhero name, or do we know?
I don't remember if she does or not. I feel like she would have mentioned it. Yeah, she's from the comics, but actually, now that I think about it, I don't know her name, her superhero name, if she has one.
Let's find it.
Maybe somebody in the comments will tell me.
That's Captain Spike, where are you?
But yeah, so when Wanda attacks the temple and everybody's like hiding, and eventually, she and Strange get sent to the multiverse, and we go through a bunch of different weird worlds. Huh?
Sorry, they call her Miss America.
Miss America. That's cool. Miss America, that's...
She was the second Marvel character to use the moniker Miss America after Madeline Joyce. Alright, that's according to Google.
Yeah.
Oh, there you are, Captain Spike. In some version, her other name is Mr. Oh, okay. Oh, my cat. Captain Spike is our cat.
Yeah. But yeah, we get sent through probably one of the coolest scenes, of course. We get sent through the multiverse with her and Strange, and we see like black and white cartoon world, like all this other stuff, paint world, weird computer world or something. I love that. It was just so cool to get to see all of these. Again, multiverse is unlimited, so it's weird, whatever hippy dippy stuff.
Yeah,
throw
I
in.
like the hippy dippy stuff. I'm all about that. Yeah, it was really cool to see that.
Also, I don't know how it's one of those things where like, how do you cook that? But I want pizza bowls. I want to figure out how you made a pizza bowl. And, like,
it sounded really good. Someone's got to get working on that. I'm sure somebody is. I mean, after seeing the movie.
Yeah. Just like, I want that. Like, but how do you cook that? Is one like, how do you not like let it drip and melt or what? How do you cook that? Let's see. But yeah, and we go. So Strange goes to find his other self to help him get back and figure out a way to fight Wanda. And they find that he in this world has died.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have the Defender Strange is the name of the first Strange we saw with America at the very beginning of the movie, before he gets killed, and then they get sent to this world, so they find his body and bury it.
But we see it later on, so don't worry.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, we go to this world and we find out he's died in this one, and that Mordo, the guy from the last Doctor Strange movie, has taken his place as Sorcerer Supreme in this one. And they get to a conversation about Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, and all that sort of stuff to figure out how to beat her. But unfortunately, because of their Strange being a problematic Strange, they don't trust this Strange. Right. So they drug him and put him away. And Wanda begins her Scarlet, her possession now, where she takes over the other Wanda in this world. And I was say that again was like one of those creepy moments, but I loved it. Was when it's like I'm sitting in the movie they're watching, and she like looks in the camera, so she's like looking at you, and I was like, oh god. Just oh god, that was creepy. Well done.
And she wasn't wearing shoes through that whole thing, which I guess maybe that was intentional to make the viewer uncomfortable, because I was very uncomfortable. I was like, I could not be doing all of that without wearing shoes. It like bothered me. But she she just
find the we find Strange is locked up in so Christine gets married to somebody else. Like the person he really liked in the last movie. Didn't get snapped, so she moved on with life after 5 years. And which understandably.
Yeah.
And but yeah, but it's also kind of like from what we've learned of the multiverse and the other Strange, that she and him never get together, and like they would never, and we kind of even saw that in like that What If episode where every time he tried to save her, she died. So it's just like there's just in some weird twisted multiverse, whatever is preventing these two from being together.
Yeah, it was kind of sad. And like in this reality, well, not in this reality, in the other reality where he went and he met the other one, like it was like they were getting so close, but like
they were,
you know, she had to move on and he had to go back to his reality, and it was kind of sad.
Yeah.
But they had a moment. Funny how most of Strange's variants are dead, except What If Strange. That's true.
He's still kind of trapped in his little sphere of isolation. Dog's good.
She must be dreaming. I heard paws going.
But yeah, Serenity. The question is, did you ever recognize Mordo from Serenity?
No. I watched that movie once and never again.
Yeah,
That movie was not good.
yeah. It's he's the operative, the guy that's chasing them in that movie.
Oh.
Yeah, but yeah, they wake up in the prisons, and they kind of find out. So Strange gets taken to meet the Illuminati, which is another Marvel team made up of different characters. And the characters kind of swap out. Sometimes Bruce Banner and Iron Man are a part of it. Sometimes other characters are a part of it. So this time we have Captain Carter. We have Captain Marvel, which is Rambo, which is Captain Marvel's friend and mother of that girl from WandaVision.
Mm-hmm.
So her. We have Mordo, Black Bolt, yeah, he's an Inhuman, and Mr. Fantastic. We got the Fantastic Four in here, and
Yep.
Xavier, who is Professor X, who is from the X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
Who you saw?
I saw the one.
Yeah, you saw that one, and that. So you remember that guy that can like basically read people's minds or
Mm-hmm.
kind of even control them or something? That's what he grows up into. Is Xavier is Patrick Stewart.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So yeah, so those that's the team up here, and it's one of those where like I kind of get why everybody's kind of scared of Strange, but it's like, hello, Wanda's on our doorstep.
I was
She
gonna
is
say,
bad.
I felt like they dragged that on. That was another thing they dragged on way too long. Like, and they were being too resistant about it. Like you know,
Like
she's
Strange-
coming. Like,
Yeah.
Like, come on. Like, just stop being so argumentative
Yeah.
and difficult
And, like,
just.
Sure. I mean, Strange did. I mean, okay, understandably Strange. Their Strange did ruin an entire universe, which is basically bad. Yeah, very bad. But yeah, he did. I mean, he didn't like fight them in the end. He accepted what he had done and decided to, if they needed to take him out, let's go ahead and do it. So he sacrificed himself so that he wouldn't be a problem in the future
Mm-hmm.
or something like that. Which is yeah, and I was like, I really want to see how this team beat Thanos. That was so interesting. So this team,
Mm-hmm.
like Thanos, is defeated and all this. It's kind of interesting.
Greatness Mountain, hello. Hulk wasn't part of the Illuminati in the comics, but was banished from Earth because of them.
Their Wanda didn't get experimented on, or Loki. So that didn't happen in this universe. That's interesting.
That's
You know,
true.
yeah. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, you're talking about the Hulk. I was like, yeah, we didn't see the Hulk in this. It just dawned on me.
No, we didn't see Banner or anything like.
Their Wanda wasn't powerful. I mean, true. I guess that makes sense. Like, they didn't feel threatened by her in their reality, so they weren't too concerned about her in the other reality. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess why would Doctor Strange lie about it? I don't know. I'm overthinking it, but.
But yeah, but it was nice to actually get get the cameos and such, but yeah, Wanda shows up, causes some chaos. The 4 of the members go face her off, try and kind of calm her down, not realizing who they're facing. like again, Wanda's being all unhinged and evil.
She just mutilated them.
Yeah, and then she just takes out a couple and then fights Carter and Maria Bow and takes them out with ease. And yeah, and then she takes out Xavier. She takes out Professor X in his mind. So yeah, she's just on a spree right now. Then she chases them into the underground, and I will say, when I saw it the first time, although I get it now, but I saw it the first time when they're getting chased. the door shuts and they stop, and I'm like, why are you stopping?
Right? Because that's what they do in
Run!
horror movies. In horror movies, they lose all of their sense of common sense. They lose all their common sense, and they just act really stupid.
Yeah.
Like, they don't turn the lights on when you go into the basement. Like, they don't look around every corner, and you're shouting, they're right there. It was like one of those kind of things. Like, oh, we're going for the horror movie thing, so we got to make them extra stupid.
But
I got
well,
feelings.
but upon rewatch, I realized, oh, Strange is waiting here so he can bring down the water on top of her. So I was like, okay, now that I got that, I was like, okay, that makes sense why they stopped. Although it was like he could have said, "You two go ahead, I'm gonna wait here." He could have mentioned that so we knew what was coming.
True.
But yeah, so they get the book, or they try to get the book, and then Wanda catches America and captures them, destroys the book, sends them off into a multiverse, sends America into her universe so that she can do her thing, and then releases that Wanda. This is so confusing. Like is it 818 or
838?
There's so many.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all
the other one was 838.
Okay, this is Wanda. That's Scarlet Witch. Ours is Scarlet Witch now. This is Wanda. But, yeah. So they're in this ruined world, and they have to go find the Strange in that one, who is very, he's a little depressed, he's a little upset Strange. And, yeah, and him, again, we bring up that conversation of, like, Strange brings out, like, when somebody asks, are you happy? Are you okay? He's like, yeah, I'm fine. It's just like, no, you're not. You're not fine. We are not fine.
Yeah.
We need to be happy, dude. We keep lying to everybody.
Mm-hmm.
And then this Strange reveals that he's been dreamwalk taking out his stem cells because, I guess, in a depressive kind of assisted suicide. It's really twisted what he does there. And but I would say this is kind of cool. Him and Evil Strange get into a music fight. Where they start throwing notes at each other.
That was interesting.
It's like, yeah, that's really cool. And I do like the music in this movie. I do like how they make it very eerie, but also kind of electric.
Mm-hmm.
There's some interesting themes. But yeah, so they defeat that Strange, and then this Strange decides to, he has to dreamwalk to save America and such. Mm-hmm. And who said you had to dreamwalk into a living person, your living self? You can dreamwalk into the dead of yourself and such. I was like, I will say that was such a Chekhov's gun that I was like, oh, that's clever. He just, again, it's like D&D. It's all you're possessed Lich Strange, and we got him, and then he has to deal with like all these souls and such, ghost things, and then yeah, it's wild from this point on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that whole zombie thing was just weird. Oh, and then the evil spirits coming out.
Mm-hmm.
That was like, they reminded me like of Dementors, but like creepier.
Yeah.
And then he was like, I'll just use them, and he makes this whole weird thing. Weird. It was just weird.
Yeah. I mean, it's Doctor Strange. It's meant to be weird. It's supposed to be trippy, crazy. But oh yeah, I like Strange's first movie's music better. It definitely had a recurring theme and such, but I will say the music, again, it was very twisted and weird. But yeah, we finally have Strange and Wanda face off for a minute with Wong, who's still alive, and Strange is able to tell America that, okay, you just get a hang of yourself, kid. Come on, get up and start using your power. And so America then basically starts fighting Wanda, and for a moment, I'll say this, she gets sent to a lava world or something. The first thing I think, did she just get sent to Mustafar? Is Wanda in Star Wars for 5 seconds? Did we get my Star Wars crossover?
Wasn't
just
there
for like
another show where we saw Mustafar
I think
that
it was
wasn't
a what
Star
if
Wars?
we had another like Star Wars reference or something in the multiverse.
Yeah, I feel like
Um,
we saw it somewhere else in one of the Marvel
yeah,
things.
but
Briefly,
yeah,
briefly.
and so Wanda is shown her kids, and then gets kind of the realization it's kind of, that she's how what she's done, and it's not worth it anymore, or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. And it's like it's not going to work out for her. And the other Wanda, even though it's like, hey, you did this, you made me do these terrible things and such. I understand why you did it because I probably like, it's one of those like I probably would have gone this far for
Mm-hmm.
my own kids,
Yeah.
sort of thing. Like these are her kids. That is one thing though that a lot of people brought up, which I didn't realize was yeah. Where was Vision?
I
Where
was
was
wondering
Vision
the
in
same
all of
thing.
this?
Like here she is, like obsessing over, like I need my kids back, I need my kids back, I need my kids back. But the whole WandaVision was her obsessing over Vision, and suddenly she doesn't care.
Well, her vision is gone, but
But she didn't care about the Vision from the other, from the
yeah.
multiverse.
Well,
That
I mean, I'm curious, like where what vision was in other multiverse sort of things, and it's like
I guess
yeah,
through the chain of events in the other universe, like they weren't together, or maybe he wasn't created. Like, but
yeah.
she didn't care.
That is yeah. It's one of those things. Where it's like okay, yeah, maybe yeah. I don't know if there's like that's the thing in this universe that the one that we were focusing on. Um, was there even a Tony Stark? Considering we had like we had Ultron bots, so we could have had a Vision. Maybe I don't know. See, that's the thing about all these
Let's
things.
see. Supposedly in the animated show, What If? Okay, that's what it was. I knew there was another show where we saw a glimpse of it, but
Yeah.
I heard a theory that if she found Vision, he probably would have told her to stop her pain, so that's why she was more focused on her kids than Vision.
Yeah, Vision. She might like her and Vision. Like Vision would probably not like what she's
stop her
becoming,
plane,
but maybe
stop
she could.
her plan. Sorry.
Maybe her kids. She could make them love her. Um.
That makes sense.
But yeah, so she, she's able to destroy this temple, basically this temple for the Scarlet Witch, and destroys it, and by doing so, destroys the books in all of the across the universe and everything, which is interesting. And it kind of like takes away the Scarlet Witches of other worlds unless they're already become because just because the book's destroyed doesn't mean she's gonna change who she is or it's like she still wants what she wants and she has the power to do it. But yeah, and she's dead quotation marks like we have lost our Wanda, so we will find out what has happened to that Wanda at some point. And Strange realizes something and is like, okay, I need to be happier and such, or I'm gonna like find and move on. And so yeah, America is now learning magic from the sorcerers, and yeah, the movie just kind of ends. So yeah, we move. So there is an after credit. Yeah, there's the after credit scene and such.
All right, yeah, I'll go back and watch that.
So yeah, that's Multiverse of Madness. It's a weird movie.
It's a little trippy.
Yeah, but it's for me. It's actually I find it enjoyable.
Well, that's very nice for you.
I know it's not for you or something, but I can understand the criticism and everything, but it's my fun movie. It's almost like Revenge of the Sith for me. It's like it's my fun movie.
Yeah, it is not the same thing as Revenge of the Sith. The Revenge of the Sith didn't show.
I know
some of the more upsetting things.
I know. Yeah, Revenge of the Sith is tame.
Not even one mention about Bruce Campbell here.
Oh yeah, we got the pizza bowl, Bruce Campbell.
Who?
He's oh yeah, he's been in the Spider-Man movies. He was that guy, like the waiter, and he was like the guy that would stop Peter from getting into the MJ's uh, show when she was performing. And oh yeah, he was the announcer for the fight. So yeah, it was that guy, Bruce Campbell.
Okay,
He's
I guess
in a lot of same
I don't remember what he looks like. So
yeah. And I think he was it's funny is I think he was in the running for a Doctor Strange movie. He was going to play Doctor Strange.
Oh yeah.
Back like way back then, like if they were ever going to do movies, like he was one of the actors like set up for it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. That was interesting.
Wundagore is a special place in the comics because it's the birth site of Pietro and Wanda. Oh.
Oh, interesting. Pizza Pop. But yeah, so I guess the next. So we have a while until Star Wars stuff comes out. So I guess the next thing would be Miss Marvel.
Yeah,
which is a lot more fun. A lot more fun.
Not really a horror film. That's good.
I've not finished it yet, but it is. It's much more childish. I'll say it's much more. She's Miss Marvel's. She's like a teenager.
Sounds like my speed. That's good.
We will get into Moon. I will say Moon Knight is not as bad as this movie was. I'll say Moon Knight was a little much. Like if you can handle this movie, Moon Knight is. It has moments, but it's not as bad. It's not even close.
Just from what I've heard, Moon Knight isn't really something it might be something that I might not like. It's like, listen, I watch Star Wars, I watch Marvel, they all have their moments, but like, in general, I try not to watch things that are too dark or upset. It didn't seem like a necessity for me to watch.
It is not right at this moment. It is not a. It's one of those things where it's like, whatever stories we get in the future. So far, Moon Knight has not become relevant.
I mean, I haven't even taken the time to watch.
You have to watch everything relevant.
I haven't even taken the time to watch the trailer yet, believe it or not. So, I mean, at some point, I'll watch it, see what I think, maybe read up on it a little bit before I watch
Oscar Isaac does really good in that show, so it's really good. Oscar Isaac does really good in the show, so it's
he's just good in everything.
Yeah.
He's perfection.
But yeah, so next time.
Yeah.
That's the movie. I will rate it 8.
An 8? That's nice.
Yeah, I'll give it an 8.
I mean,
I could push it to a 9, but it's just me.
I'll be nice and give it a 6 because the plot was good.
Yeah.
But no, the horror thing. No, it was
not your thing. Understandable.
It was too much, and it was ridiculous.
When I saw it, and even before I saw it, I was kind of like, "This is a movie I think is going to be like one time only for you."
Yeah, once was enough. I'm glad I didn't buy a ticket.
Yeah, I was like, it was thinking like, maybe this would be your first Marvel theater experience. Maybe that could be. Maybe not Thor, but maybe Wakanda. There's a Wakanda movie is coming out, so that's you should say the trailer's really good. You got.
I still have to watch that trailer.
Yeah, but yeah, Wakanda November. That's our next movie after Thor.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
All right.
That's all I have to say.
That's that. But true. Glad Mom and Nerdy didn't watch. Oh my God, yes. So like, I had my mom watch the first Doctor Strange movie because I was like, because originally I was planning to go to the theater to see this Doctor Strange movie, Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah.
But just with COVID and everything, I'm not. I don't go anywhere I don't have to go. So I was like, all right, when it comes on Disney Plus, we'll watch it. But then everybody was like, no. And I'm so glad she did not watch it because she would have been like. She would.
I was gonna say, is your mom not a horror movie fan, or is your mom not like?
Nobody in my family is
Okay.
a horror movie fan. About Thor, I'll watch it again when it hits Disney Plus. Did Thor come out yet?
It might come out before Andor comes out, so we might have a chance to talk about it before Andor.
Like, but I mean, it was in theaters already.
It's in theaters. It's been in theaters for. It might still be in theaters. I don't know, but it came out like May.
I must have forgotten. We'll see that.
July. No, I'm sorry. It came out in
We live a
June.
Seriously, every
June,
day's
July. Oh god, my gosh.
crazy.
But yeah, I saw. It's. I liked it. But yeah, it'll be interesting to talk about discussion.
Yeah.
For us when we get a chance to.
Came out this month. Okay.
See, they live in a horror movie.
More and more, I think about leaving New York City. I mean, I can't right now, but I mean, honestly, everywhere you go, it's just for living in crazy times. Send me to the multiverse.
Yeah, find what's other nerdy's dreams? What is like dreams?
I hope the other me is living very comfy, working from home. Probably a tech job. Happily living alone. $1,000.
Apparently one of my multiverses is still dealing with goats.
Oh, I love goats.
Yeah,
I wish I had a goat. I always say Madigan looks like a goat. In her own little way. Even on TikTok, I follow like a couple of farmers. And they have baby goats.
Yeah.
If you have an extra goat, you could just send me one.
You need space for it.
I got some space. You also need in New York, you need a license to have a goat, like a permit or something. I don't know. I looked into it. Start looking for the Hallmark thing. Yeah. Yes, I live in a Hallmark world. The multiverse is where one universe is every single movie like a Hallmark movie. Yes. One of my multiverse self sits on a temple surrounded by people chanting my name as I am fed grapes by Lacey Chabert. Keep dreaming.
Keep dreaming. you enjoy that dream.
And Danica, she'll be there too.
Honestly, like if we ever get a chance, which is, it is so. I always say when we get a chance, I mean that with all the stuff coming out, I don't know if we'll ever have the time. It's like because Disney Plus will not give us a break.
It will not ever end.
But I was gonna say we should do a discussion about Agent Carter and maybe eventually Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. because I've been watching that. It's like it's so good.
Oh yeah.
They're so good shows. Yeah.
On the list.
One day.
Yeah. I will keep dreaming. Let's that version live it. Yes. It was so wicked to watch Wanda become so unhinged in this movie, but in real life she's so chill. Oh yeah, in real life she seems so. Oh wait, you mean real life the actress or real life in the other universe? I was saying in real life she seems like such a nice person.
Yeah.
7 seasons? Oh my god.
It's long. It is.
The other me will watch it. The other version of me. That's gonna be my excuse for things from now on. I'll have my my parallel self will watch it or do it, whatever it is.
Yeah. We might. Yeah.
The actress. Okay. Yeah.
When we find the time, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We will figure that out. All right. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Take care, and we will see you there in the next stream.
Yep. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope everybody has a great rest of the evening, and we'll catch you on the next stream. Bye, everyone.